All right, this is the bread and butter promo, also known as like the early bird campaign. So if you hear me talk about early bird, it's kind of interchangeable. So that's why we gave a name to it, bread and butter, because you'll hear me talk about early bird for various different promotions. But anyways, think of this bread and butter, think early bird. This is exactly what we're going to be kind of like running through. I learned this from an individual named Ezra Firestone over at Smart Marketer years ago, I think back in 2018, and I took it and I reiterated it for kind of the niche that we are in, the supplement space, and it worked extremely well. So that's what I'm teaching you here today. Just know it comes from the OG Ezra Firestone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it out in my scribbles on my whiteboard here, and then we're going to actually jump into Asana and we're going to build out kind of what you want to build out from a calendar perspective, right? Okay. So let's start with the two pages or the three pages that we'll actually need. So, page number one is we'll need a registration. Page number two is we'll need a thank you page. And page number three is we'll need the actual sale page. Okay. So the basis of this is that we're going to promote for 2 weeks, approximately 2 weeks, depending on how big your list is. If you have a smaller list, meaning like when I say smaller, probably less than 20,000 people on your list, you probably want to do like 1 week. Don't do 2 weeks. If you have, 20,000 plus, you can push it to 2 weeks. Okay. So we're going to promote. We're not going to be selling anything. We're just going to be building hype up. We're going to be sending people to this registration page here. And what we're saying on this registration page is we're using a lot of urgency and scarcity and kind of like an exclusive offer, right? So if we want to make it very bare bones, and I'm going to give you the bare bones stuff, I'm also going to throw some stuff in there. Don't latch on to the stuff that I throw in, because you can get creative with it. This is what makes your brand like, this is what will ultimately grow your brand. And without going too deep into a rant, like is going to level everything. So you want this creativity. This is why you do not want to copy everything that you're seeing. Okay. Just take the structure and then build in that creative element based on your brand here. Okay. So what we're saying is, I'm going to give you those three bullet points. It needs to be urgent. It needs to be some scarcity involved, and it needs to be some exclusivity involved. Okay. So the urgency is that we want people to get registered to get 24-hour early access to our sale. What does that mean from like a technical standpoint? That just means you're going to notify them 24 hours early. Don't go overboard trying to lock down your store or only feature the discount to some odd people. Somebody stumbled upon your store and they purchase, awesome. But we're just creating kind of that false, like that urgency here. So what we're saying on this page and what we're saying in the email is get registered. You're going to have 24 hours early access to our 15% off sale, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can also tack in little things in there. Like we're also going to be releasing a new flavor of our product, or of this product over here, and so on and so forth. Like, but just to give you the bare bones, you're creating that urgency, and trying to drive them to that registration page. So you've got urgency here. Now you want to do some scarcity. So the scarcity side is, now I don't want you to lie, but I have gone through this multiple times. When I ran this, the scarcity side is, hey, since we're letting, you know, early birds in 24 hours early, we can't guarantee that there's going to be enough inventory after the early bird day. So you're going to make sure that you want to get in, and purchase early before the actual sale event opens to the entire list. And you can get crazy with your numbers here. You can actually say it like, hey, on average, we only have 10,000 people sign up for early bird. We have 2 million people on our list. So when that email goes out, 2 million people are going to see this offer, and we're going to run out of inventory very, very fast. So that's this scarcity piece, that's the urgency piece. And now you want the exclusivity piece. So that exclusivity is that, hey, it ties into the urgency and the scarcity, but hey, you're going to have full access to everything 24 hours before anybody else. So that you can do your shopping and everything early without the headache of running out of stock, or out the headache of having to worry about like the timeline, all that kind of stuff. So you have that exclusivity piece. So that's what you're saying on the registration page, and that's what you're saying 2 weeks leading up to the actual sale event. So these people are going to this registration page, they're seeing this, you already have them on their list, on your list. So all that's on this page is like you just want to have like just to draw it out real quick. You just want to have an image, a little headline, maybe some copy, an input field for them to put their email, and then a button for them to submit. And then you might have some like you get this, you get this, you get this down here. That's it. That's all you want on that page. And then this email, just take them to a static list, call it your early bird list. Make sure you turn off double opt-in. That is sacred. Say it every time. I'm sure my team is tired of hearing it, but turn off double opt-in so they don't have to click the button to register on the list that they're already on. And all you're doing is creating a static list. And this is the list that you're going to use to you send emails on that early bird day. Okay. So drive them to that registration. Then the very next page is simple. It's just a thank you page. That thank you page should just be like, congratulations, you're on the list. We'll notify you at this date when the sale opens early to all early birds. And that's it. Leave it at that. Nothing else to do on this page. You could do a little like Instagram sign up, Facebook sign up, all that kind of stuff if you want to, but keep it bare bone simple. Okay. Then that next piece is the actual sale page. Now, what I recommend doing with sale pages, now I've done it two ways. I just send them to the store with a banner and an announcement bar at the top. Or if it's a bigger sale, I send them to a very specific collection page and I design that collection page like this. Say I have a special offer. Maybe it's like a 50% off bundle right here, right? That's going to be at the top. Then I have So I'm going to put S for special. Then I'm going to have my high AOV products down below that. Then I'm going to have my individual products down below that. And then periodically, if I have a lot of individual products, you might not have a lot. That's okay. As they're going through this, I'll put that special offer there, and then stack in more little individual products. That's it. It's that simple. So you could do it like that, or just send them to your store. I've seen both work. It really just depends on the nature of your sale and what you're trying to get across. If you have a special offer, definitely recommend doing this style of page. If you don't, just send them to the store. It works well. Don't make them put in the discount code. Always attach that discount code to the link in the emails, or make the discount code automatic on your store. And then, even if you do that, put it at the very top and say, this is the discount code right here. Type this in your checkout, and they'll be pleasantly surprised when they go to checkout and they see that the discount code's already there. But just to be ultra sure. Okay. So that's the three pages that you're going to actually need. And that's kind of the overview. So let's jump into Asana real quick and build this out. So what we're going to do, and I'm just going to pick a random day. So don't pay too much attention to the actual dates here, but just pay attention to the template. So I'm going to put B bread and butter promo. And I always call it promo. It's just the nature or what I've always called it. So if that confuses you, call it something else. I don't care. We're going to come up here. We're going to put the start day as the 28th. I want 2 weeks of promo. So I want this entire week. And then I want this week here. And I'm going to launch it on a Friday. Okay. So I like to tag these if you're in Asana with a color. So you'll see promo pops up here. We do green. Okay. So right here, this is going to be my early bird day. So I'm sending everybody to this registration page. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. I'm sending everybody to that registration page. They're registering. And then on early bird day, I'm only sending emails to the people that registered during this promotional period. So on this day, I'm sending emails to these people. And don't worry, I'm going to structure out to the best of my abilities what I think you should do. Don't Once again, don't copy it. It's dependent on your email, your deliverability, your text message deliverability, all that kind of stuff. But I'll give you what kind of the way to go about it. Okay. So on this early bird day, I'm only talking to those people. I'm sending them to the store. I'm sending them to that sales page. Then the day after, um, I'm doing the full sale here. And I like to run these for 3 days. So I'll run it from the 9th here all the way through the 11th, close it on a Monday. Oops, forgot to hit start date. There we go, 9th through the 11th. And I'm going to tag this, I'm going to make it red. So I know that it's an actual sale day. Okay, so that's the structure right there. It's about 2 weeks of promo. And then I have my early bird day, and then I have my sale day. I like to do three. You can do two. You can do one. You can do four. Totally up to you. Just it's dependent on your relationship with your audience. Now, when it comes to the segmentation of who I'm talking to, I always say, think of it. This is like the worst analogy ever. I don't know why it stuck, but think of it as like a Chinese finger trap. It starts wide as you put your fingers in, and then it gets skinny, and then it gets wide again. So you start wide, it gets skinny, and then it gets wide again. And then you have your early bird day, starts wide, gets skinny, then it gets wide again. Okay? That's how I always look at promotions. And when I say wide, casting a wide net. I might be talking to my engaged last 120, then my engaged last 90, and then I might be my engaged last seven. Um, all along the way, I'm excluding people that registered already. And then I'm expanding it out as I get a little bit closer. So I might hit them again. So here's my engaged last 20, excluding all the people that registered. And then I might hit my master list, and then exclude everybody that registered, obviously, or didn't open an email in the last 120 days that I've sent. And then I'm only talking to my early birds, and then same thing for my sale day. So I might do something like this. That's my segmentation. And you can get a lot more granular with your segmentation. Like I've been mentioning, your brand's 100% different. But right here, I might say, here's email one, email two, and if you're real aggressive, you can do 3 emails on that day. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'll do SMS one. So my communication follows the same format. I'm starting really aggressive. And then as I go here, I might dial it down. So here's email three, SMS two, email four. Might not do anything on that day, might leave it to a Sunday, do email five, and then might do SMS. I think you're starting to get the point here. You're just kind of filling this in based on your, is that two, three? Yep, your audience. And I'm not going to do this for every video, but this is a good one to start with so you understand kind of the structure on how all of these are kind of laid out. Um, so we got email six there. We might have SMS four. And then on the last day, I'm going to get a little bit more um, aggressive here, and I'm going to do email seven, email eight, and SMS five. There we go. So you can see segmentation, start wide, get narrow, go wide, and then even communication, start wide, go narrow, get wide. Then on early bird day, it's the same formula. I'm going to revert this back to email one, email two, SMS one. Then this only goes to the people that registered for early bird day only. And all I'm doing is I'm segmenting out people that have purchased on these days. Okay. Then it's the same exact format here. So email one, and this goes to your broader list. Email two, SMS, oops, one. Then I might just have an email this day, email three, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing. Email four, email five, SMS two. So I might do something like that. If my list is a little bit bigger, I've got good deliverability. If you don't have good deliverability, and you can see this in Klaviyo, you might want to dial this back a little bit. You don't need to do this exact format. What I would suggest though, start wide, go narrow, go wide, and same with your structure. Start wide, go narrow, get wide. Okay. Your two biggest days are going to be this day on early bird day because you've got all these people that have signed up to purchase, This is going to be one of your biggest days. And then the last day, it's just normal human behavior. You've got early adopters and you've got procrastinators. Everybody in the middle will trickle in for these days here. So, early adopters and procrastinators, these are going to be your two biggest days, not only for your sale, but also for your registration. So, pay attention to that. And when you're planning and structuring, like forecasting, just know that these 2 days, they're going to be your biggest, the beginning and the end. It never fails.